Everybody, this is Nash here, and today we're going to be talking some Texas Longhorn football, specifically a Texas Longhorn football recruit by the name of Arch Manning. Now, you probably already know where I'm going with this. You actually definitely already know because you've already seen the thumbnail. You've clicked on the title, so you know. Arch Manning is going to be an early enrollee for the University of Texas Longhorns come January. He's going to be skipping his basketball season for the Newman I think the Greenies. Yeah, the Newman Greenies. That's a weird name for a high school team. But nevertheless, first reported by Anwar Richardson. Now, obviously, coming on the heels of a loss where Texas didn't have a very great performance from Quinn Ewers. That's a very soft way of saying it. But immediately fans are going to go straight to expectations of they're seeing the high school clips. They're going, oh my goodness, Arch Manning, he's going to start. He's giving Quinn Ewers a run for his money. That's why he's going to be an early enrollee. He wants to learn the offense. He's going to play. I still think they're going to redshirt the freshman year. I still think it's smart. It's just a smart move if you want to acclimate yourself with the team sooner, you want to get to be the number 2 sooner. It just makes complete sense if you're ready to move on and go on in your high school football or move on from your high school life. Now, his stats, they're not for his high school year so far. They're nothing amazing. They're not jumping out. The yards per, I don't know if that's a yards per attempt or yards per completion, but average of 15.2, that's not bad. I will say something that's very nice is he hasn't thrown a single interception, but now that I say that, they'll probably have an interception in a game here soon. But he's not doing bad, but it's not, at the same time, it's not like he's 80% completion percentage, just lighting the world on fire. Like Bijan Robinson when he was running 20 yards per carry in high school. Now, I'm not saying Arch Manning is bad just because of this stuff, okay? I want to get that out of the way. But I'm just saying, let's not go straight to throwing Quinn Ewers off the bus. And you just saw something for a second there, right? Because what a big thing that Texas Longhorn fans were, I thought it, a lot of people thought it, was this the worst performance? The Quinn Ewers versus Oklahoma State. Was that the worst performance we've seen from a Texas quarterback in the last 20? It felt like it. It felt bad. Just bad, 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 bad all around. And it was. And I think that the blame for where the blame falls is really first on Quinn Ewers, second on Steve Sarkisian, and third on the wide receivers. There's blame every single where to go. There's blame on the play calling. There's blame on the continuing to make these throws that aren't being made, aren't getting completed. Also, just not being there, not hitting them. Like when you have your guy saying, "Oh, well, I need to practice more." Well, why weren't you practicing more before? That's not saying he wasn't, but get those reps in. Now, the wide receiver tracking, that's an issue that I have some friends that they were saying, we got to hook these guys up at the baseball team, the outfielders, and get some tracking going on. And I agree. Yeah, let's get right there. I'm not that great at this yet, but let's get the baseball team hooked up with the wide receivers so these wide receivers can learn tracking. Isaiah Julio Nayor, that guy, he looks like he can track. So, but I think that there's some blame to fall on everywhere from that game. Now, if you look at the game and you compare it to last year's starts, we don't have to go further back than last year. That's it. That's all you got to go to. Like when you start looking at QBRs, and so the bottom two, where it's kind of grayed out, those were games that were started by Hudson Card, and I know you're probably like, you just screenshotted all of Casey Thompson's stats. Yes, I did, but I edited in. I did a little wizardry through inspecting the page, but basically, long story short, there were 5 games last year that we had a quarterback, not just a quarterback, the starting quarterback had a worse rating than Quinn Ewers' 47 QBR rating from the Oklahoma State game. So, while Quinn Ewers was bad, like 38.8% is bad. But we were forgetting that 28.6% versus West Virginia from Casey Thompson. Now, they aren't great parallels because Casey was also hurt during that game. Iowa State 2 for 6. I mean, he looked hurt during that game as well. But I mean, I remember that game. It was like he couldn't hit a barn door if he threw it, you know, and couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. But you go to like games like the TCU game, and I mean, the thing that the QBR rating also factors into is like fumbles and also just overall turnovers. So that's why you're starting to see some of these games are so much lower, even though the passing stats don't look worse. So it's not time to just jump off ship and abandon Quinn Ewers and say, okay, Arch Manning, come to us, you know? It's not that time. Give Quinn Ewers his time, you know? Like, I'm in the camp that we should have pulled Quinn Ewers out of the game. And I said on Fanatic Perspective show after the game, go watch that post-game show, he had a lot of great points, is that you don't have to put, like, when you pull a guy, you don't got to leave him. That's the beautiful thing about football. It's not the same thing about baseball. In baseball, when you make a move, you make a move. Like, that's why, like, pulling pitchers is such a scrutinized decision in baseball, because it oftentimes in a baseball game, when you make the move of going to the bullpen or you make the move of leaving your starting pitcher out, usually you can trace it down to a single batter on where the game went left or right, you know, whether you won or lost the game. And in football, you can put your starter back out there. So it's not like in baseball where if you were to pull a guy, go to the bullpen and say, "Oh no, this guy's getting hammered. I want my starter back. Come on, get back in here." And it's not a great comparison, because really what it comes down to is you just go out there, you put Hudson Card in for a drive or two, and you say, "Hey, Quinn, you settled down. You've seen things. Like, you've watched things from the sideline with the headset on. You got AJ up in the box. He's talking to you. He's breaking things down to you. Okay, now we put you back in, and now we see. And if you're not there, you're not there. Okay, let's go win the game with Hudson. You're still our quarterback moving forward." That's what I wanted to see. Because Quinn's still our guy. Like, I've said it in multiple videos this week. I still have the belief in Quinn, but I would have liked to see Hudson. Because at the end of the day, I'm tired of losing close games. I'm tired of it. It's exhausting being a Texas fan. But as always, you know what we're going to do. We're going to keep our horns held high here. And I hope you all have a great day. Hook 'em!